students are back with another session here. Here we'll discuss about hematological changes during pregnancy. So let's start it. Hematological changes, you will observe varieties of things which increase and some decrease. So the increasing factors are mainly the volume, like the blood volume, plasma volume, or RBC volume. Here you can see this blood volume is increasing around 8 weeks. Around 8 weeks, the blood volume start increasing, and the plasma volume increases by 40% and RBC volume increases by 20%. So RBC volume is when R is separated, like, so this comes to 2. So number 2. So RBC volume increased by 20% and plasma volume increased by 40%. As the plasma volume increase is more than the RBC volume, so their ratio comes to in the form of PCV, like PCV. So PCV is RBC volume, it's RBC volume upon plasma volume. As plasma volume increases more, so PCV decreases. So PCV comes under the decrease criteria. PCV decreases, okay. Maternal erythropoietin, or the number of erythrocytes, reticulocytes, they are increased, and the hemoglobin mass increase, but hemoglobin concentration decrease. As the hemoglobin mass increase, the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood also increase in the females. And now the factors which decrease there, because the liquid component is increasing more in the pregnancy as compared to the cellular component, the blood viscosity generally decrease. So the blood viscosity decrease, leading to hemodilution of the blood, and this ultimately leads to physiological anemia during pregnancy. When the hemoglobin is less than 11 gram per dl, then it is a physiological, but when it is more lesser than the 11 gram per dl, it is a pathological anemia. It comes under the pathological. So if a drop is below 11 gram per dl, it's come under the pathological anemia of pregnancy. And when the hemoglobin is less than 11, it's pathological. When it is around 11, it's just physiological. And less than 7 is a severe anemia. 7 to 9.9 is a moderate anemia. So 9.9, in between 9.9 to 7, it's moderate anemia. And when it's less than 4, it's a very severe anemia. Okay. So the next thing, the RBC volume and plasma volume ratio is PCV, which decreases, and the hematocrit also decreases during pregnancy. So PCV and hematocrit decreases. Hemoglobin mass increases in a gram percentage, which leads to increasing the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood, while hemoglobin concentration generally decreases in the pregnancy. Now the plasma protein concentration. The plasma protein concentration decreases in pregnancy, but plasma protein mass in the gram percentage increases. So the globulin also increases and albumin decreases. Thus the ratio between the albumin and globulin becomes equal. Normally the albumin and globulin ratio is 1.7 to 1, in the ratio 1.7 raised to 1, while in the pregnancy it becomes a 1 raised to 1. Okay. So the next thing, sex hormone binding globulin, it increases, and the WBC increase, total leukocyte count increase, DLC increases neutrophils and T lymphocytes, while B lymphocytes remain normal. So T lymphocytes increase, B lymphocyte normal, and the monocyte is decreased. Okay, monocyte is decreased. So WBC increase, but platelets decrease. Platelet will decrease, and this is a benign gestational thrombocytopenia, which is a most common cause of platelet decrease in the pregnancy. So, benign gestational thrombocytopenia is a most common cause of platelet decrease in pregnancy. B lymphocytes and CD4 CD8 ratio remain normal. T lymphocytes increase and monocyte decrease. As the neutrophil increase in pregnancy, there is neutrophilic leukocytosis. The humoral immunity via T helper 2 cells increase. Thus, the diseases which are occurring through T helper 2 cells generally flare up during pregnancy, mainly the SLE, systemic lupus erythematosus. And the cell mediated immunity T helper 1 cell decrease. So the disease occurring through the because of T helper 1 cells generally decrease during pregnancy. Now the interleukins, interleukin 4 and 6, 4 plus 6, 10. So interleukin 4, 6 and interleukin 10 increases, and interleukin 13, 1 plus 3 is 4. So interleukin 4, interleukin 13, interleukin 6 and interleukin 10 increases. Interleukin 2 is decreases. Okay, in 2 is do is decrease. Okay, so interleukin 2 decreases, TNF decrease, and interferon alpha also decreases. All inflammatory marker increases, that is ESR or CRP, all increases. All clotting factor increase except factor 11 and factor 13. So all clotting factor increase. Pregnancy is known as a in pregnancy there is hypercoagulable state because all clotting factor increase. All the inflammatory marker increase, ESR increase, CRP increase, and the factor all clotting factor except factor 11 and 13, because factor 11 13 decrease in their pregnancy. Now the fibrinolytic activity decreases. Why? Because TPAI, tissue plasminogen activator, inhibitor, okay, inhibition, it inhibits, okay, it inhibits the plasminogen conversion to plasmin. So as the plasmin is not formed, the fibrinolytic activity decreases during pregnancy because this inhibitor increases during pregnancy, which is responsible for normally for stopping the activator TPA. Okay, and anticoagulant decrease, protein C, protein S all decrease. So anticoagulant, protein C, protein S decrease, and the size of the spleen increase by 50%. T helper 2 cells, as it increases during pregnancy, diseases occurring via this flare up during pregnancy, which is SLE, and diseases mediated by T helper 1 cells generally decrease during pregnancy, which is rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, and Hashimoto thyroiditis that decrease during pregnancy. Now, the things which remain normal is B lymphocyte, CD4, CD8 ratio, BT, CT, bleeding time, clotting time, antithrombin time remains unchanged. Pregnancy is an immunocompromised state. So, taking a blank slide to sum up all the things. So, the things which remain unchanged are BT, CT, antithrombin time. So, antithrombin time remains normal, and also B lymphocyte or CD4 ratio, CD8 remain normal. All the things here remain normal during pregnancy, remain unchanged during pregnancy. Okay. Okay. Now, the things which are increased during pregnancy mainly are volume. So, it's volume, which is RBC volume, plasma volume. RBC volume increased by 20%, plasma volume by 40%, and also the blood volume. All the volumes are increased. Mass are increased while concentration decrease. Okay. Hemoglobin mass increase, hemoglobin concentration decreases. Plasma protein, generally plasma protein mass increase, concentration decrease, globulin is increased and albumin in decrease. So AG ratio becomes 1:1. All the clotting factor increase except factor 11 and 13. Factor 11 and 13 decrease while all the clotting factors increase. All inflammatory markers rises. ESR, CRP are increased during pregnancy, and other than this I think nothing is left. All inflammatory marker, interleukin 4, 10, 13. So interleukin 4, interleukin 13, interleukin 6 and interleukin 10 These all increase while interleukin 2 decrease. Okay, humoral immunity, Th2 cells increase, anti-helper cells 1 decrease. Okay, size of spleen increase by 50%. Now coming to the next slide, changes in iron metabolism during pregnancy. All the parameters of iron metabolism decrease. During pregnancy, the total iron decrease, serum ferritin decrease, except the TIBC and serum transferrin level which decrease. So serum transferrin level decrease and total iron binding capacity decrease, leading to iron deficiency anemia in pregnancy. And total iron requirement during pregnancy is 1000 mg and fetal iron requirement during pregnancy is 300 mg. Daily requirement of iron during pregnancy is around 4 to 6 mg per day. This is very important point. Daily requirement for iron is around 4 to 6 mg per day. But as only 10% of the diet iron is absorbed. Okay, so as only 10% of diet iron is absorbed, to fulfill in diet we need 40 to 60 mg of iron, and iron supplementation is mandatory during pregnancy. Okay, because of increased demand. Anemia Mukt Bharat program, this is a symbol for Anemia Mukt Bharat program. This is important in terms of exam. This image can be asked in exam. Okay, so Anemia Mukt Bharat program to prevent dimorphic anemia. We generally have a approach to not only to treat iron deficiency anemia but also to take the megaloblastic to B12 deficiency megaloblastic anemia treatment, because it is also very prevalent in our country. So prevent dimorphic anemia. Dimorphic is combined iron deficiency and megaloblastic anemia. Gives you have to give 60 mg of elemental iron along with a 500 microgram of folic acid. 60 mg elemental iron and 500 microgram of folic acid. One tablet is started from the fourth month of pregnancy, not from the first, from the fourth month of pregnancy, taken throughout the pregnancy, but should be taken for at least 180 days in the pregnancy period and 180 days after pregnancy period to replenish the iron stores. And iron salt which is present in these tablets is ferrous sulfate, while iron salt which is present in Mala D and Mala N is ferrous fumarate. This is also important for from exam perspective. Iron salt which is present in these tablets is ferrous sulfate, and in Mala D and Mala N is ferrous fumarate. This is a symbol for Anemia Mukt Bharat. Thank you so much for watching my video.